Of 4 seasons lost. In Austin, I saw it pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin, throwing dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear, quick, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and of course today we're coming to you from Georgia's Happy Hog, and I'm joined by my guy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. What's up, bro? I guess
just putting all my brooms up in the closet, after that sweep.
It's not a sweep yet. We still got to go over that, dude. The show is just starting, so we're going to let you get into it.
We're just talking about the NBA, baseball and hockey didn't treat me very well last night.
No, it didn't. I don't even know why you went to the hockey thing. I don't really get that, but I mean, you are HuskerDrewPicks.com, so you got to give everybody love everything. So, by the way, how's baby girl enjoying her birthday today? You hear me, Drew? I guess I lost.
Yeah, I got you. Sorry about that.
I said, how's baby girl? How's she enjoying her birthday today?
She is happy to be 4. She's been biting at the bit for 3 months.
Is she 4 already? It doesn't seem like she's that old.
4. Yeah.
No, did she?
4 years old.
Were y'all taking a Chuck E. Cheese or something like that today? Or is it?
She's her father's daughter. She don't eat Chuck E. Cheese. She got to go to hibachi to have some edamame and
God,
noodles.
Yeah, she's definitely her father's daughter. There's no question about that. I don't know how Trisha's going to deal with 2 of y'all. Thank God the oldest one is her. Anyway, let's talk about last night, brother. I don't even know what to say on that one. Here's the score. The Heat. They lost by 20. Really, they lost by 30. I mean, let's face it, Drew. That was a beatdown. Don't you agree? I mean, that score, it wasn't even that close. It wasn't close at all.
It was bad.
It was bad. And
they mailed that one in.
Yes.
That first quarter was the easiest money ever.
Yeah, you did have -3. You took the Celtics at -3 yesterday, didn't you? In the first deal.
And 3 points is a lot for a first quarter line too. If you really do the math on the spread at 6 and all that, thank you. Then first quarter line at 3. I mean, that's a lot. They knew they were going to come out and pound them in the first 12 minutes of that game.
Oh yeah. I was with you 100%. That was easy money right there. There was no doubt about that. What I did, Drew, because I watched it, I was like, I'm going to start doing this after every game. I'm going to put up the game stats. And, dude, 3-point percentage, Drew. Heat, 14 to 36. The Celtics were 8 for 34 and still beat them by 30. 8 for 34. I mean,
14 for 36. Most times, 14 out of 36 will get it done.
We'll get it done, but they shot 33%.
42%, 41% for the field.
But they shot 33 but they shot 33% overall.
Yeah, and they were down 28 in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was bad. What did their starters score? 18 points or something stupid like that. They got out, but Drew. The Celtics only shot 39%.
Celtics shot 28 free throws in the first half.
Yeah, well, they shot 38 for the game, but the way I look at this,
I guess if you got a sweep in the Western Conference, then you have to make sure one of them goes 7 games.
Quickly, or 6. Which is what you and I both thought it would do, but I don't even know if it's going to go that now. And then 60 to 39 on rebounding. 60 to 39. How the hell do you get a rebound? 21 rebounds. 21 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean you mail it in. Like I said, they got what they came there for was a split.
Well, but you know
So
what though? The Celtics only had 9 turnovers compared to 23 on Saturday. And it seems like to me, if the Celtics every time they don't turn the ball over, they kill Miami. But what is it?
yeah,
They've won, 13 out of 16 quarters, but they have that one bad quarter where they throw the ball away, take terrible shots, and that. But when you look at free throws, Drew, 8 for 14 for the Heat and 33 of
yeah.
38 for the Celtics. They shot 24 more free throws. 24.
33 points from the free throw line.
I mean, are you serious right now?
You're not you're not gonna get beat too many games if you shoot 33 free throws.
No.
If you make 33
No.
free throws, I like to see a percentage on that.
No.
How many games you lose?
But they were 33 of 38 too. But now that being said, there's no way.
Butler, and Hero being out are huge for them. Hero averages 22 a game, and Butler averages 28. So you take 50 points off the board there for the Heat.
Right, right. And but the thing about this, their starters only scored 18 points.
Mm-hmm.
18. Bam had what, 18 at half at game 2 or game 3? And he
Yeah, they didn't have any. They couldn't get into their offense. They couldn't make a move off the dribble. Couldn't hit a shot. I mean, then it was done though. They went down 25 in the first quarter. They mailed it in.
Well, to me, it is the NBA. So 20-point lead, first quarter, second quarter. To me, that don't mean a whole lot. You know what I'm saying, Drew? That doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the body language, and just the way they looked. They weren't coming back. They weren't making any shots. They like I said, it looked to me that was a poor performance on their part.
Well, my thing is this: what do you think, Pat Riley?
Next man up mentality. They would have. What's that?
How do you think Pat Riley? I mean, he's not Jerry Jones, so he doesn't go into the locker room. But man, I'm sure he was heated, dude. He was heated.
I'm sure there was an email sent out.
Well, Spoelstra.
Team meeting.
Well, watching Spoelstra.
5 a.m.
But you know what? the thing about this is one game. It's 2-2, like you said. They came and got the one game they needed to get back home. So,
Yep.
I mean, because now that it's, what is it, back to 2-2, 1-1-1? Now, is that what it is?
Yep.
Instead of 2-3-2?
Yeah, the finals is 2-3-2, but the Eastern and Western Conference Finals are 2-2.
Do you like the 2-3-2 format? Do you like that format, the 2-3-2, or do you like the 2-2-1-1-1?
I like it just because it doesn't drag out the games as much. It seems you don't get the 2 travel days in between the 1-1-1 like you do. When with 2-3-2, you only get the 2 games, one day in between, and then the next game it's a 2 days. Where 2-2-1-1-1, you get 2 games, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days.
Right.
It drags that series out.
Well, and plus they have to fly cross country.
Other than that,
and you got to fly cross country. That makes it huge.
What's funny though, even if you think about it, in the finals, how many teams that win that, that get that one win on the road, they very rarely close them out.
Yeah, you know what I watched last night, Drew? I watched the Lakers and the thing on 30-30 with the Lakers and the Celtics, and how they went back and forth.
You can watch that time and time.
And we were while I was watching, what was it, game 5, I believe it was, where Larry misses the wide open shot and looks at Pat Riley like, and I remember watching that going, oh man.
Where he pushed off and faded back to the corner.
Yes. And Worthy was like, oh my God, no. Because he saw Danny Ainge in the corner. That's why he was playing him high side.
Yeah.
And, man, what a great – I will say this, KC Jones, what a great play call that was, though, Drew. I mean, have Larry come up, he'd clear out, go to the baseline, and where he had just knocked in. Now,
Larry knew it was over, and he missed that shot, too.
Yeah, he did. He knew. What did he say?
He knew they weren't going back to L.A. and winning, too.
What did he say? He goes, 3-1, yeah, it's over. If I'm up 3-1, yeah. Yeah, you're not beating me 3 times. That's not happening. And he knew he wasn't beating Magic 3 times. You know what I'm saying? He knew that. But it was funny watching that. Okay, now we're gonna go through your Drew Henthorn picks, bro. We're gonna go ahead and do that
Yep.
right now and get it out of the way so you all
I'm,
fired up.
I'm just riding the horse. I'm staying with the Mavs. Win one game.
I'm gonna do Golden State again.
I
I
know
know
you
it's
are.
-1, but I'm gonna take Golden State again. I
And
just
that's a trick bet too. A lot of people, Vegas is evening that money out, but I like the over more than I like the Mavericks, honestly. But I just have a hard time believing they're going to get swept. But
well,
we'll
we
see.
we did that thing. Who all has gotten swept? Birds got swept. Michaels got swept. LeBron's got swept. Kobe's got swept. Shaq got swept. Magic got swept. Bird got swept. So, everybody gets swept at
Wait,
some point.
are you putting Luca in that same category with
That's
those
what
guys?
I think I just said that.
Wow.
I think I just said that without saying it, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure that's what I was saying, Drew.
Without saying it out loud.
Without coming out loud, because I don't want to make the Mavericks fans mad at us, but that's kind of what I said. But whatever. But I like the over 215 too. I think there's going to be a high scoring game. To be honest with you, I think the game is going to be close. But the problem with the Mavericks is that if Luka, I'm watching these guys, dude. If he has a 40% usage rate, these guys are standing around. They don't have a. When you watch when he, I think what was they were up, they were down 9. He goes out of the game, and they come all the way back. And then when he comes back in the game, they go down again, because these guys are moving without the ball. Everybody's moving. The ball is moving. People are done. They're getting in rhythm. And then as soon as he gets in the game, dribble, 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 dribble. 3 seconds left, and they're picking him up full court too, so they're making him work. And I just don't know. They give the ball up to Brunson, or give the ball up to Finney Smith, or give the ball up to somebody else and let them bring the ball up to court. So.
Boy, Finney Smith was a ghost. Finney Smith was a ghost last game.
Oh, dude. We talked about that yesterday.
Bullock and Finney Smith and Brunson are going to have to combine.
And Kleiber. Remember?
I'd say to win 35, 40 points.
With Kleiber, what was he? What was Kleiber and Bullock? 0 for 27? They were 0 for 27. 0 for 27. Oh, my God.
So the numbers right there should tell you that they're probably not going to shoot over 27.
No, they're not. But, Drew, my thing is this. When you are in the bonus with 6 minutes to go and you continue to shoot threes, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're in the bonus. Continue to pound them. Continue to get them in foul trouble. Slow the game down.
But then when they interview Kid keeps telling, hey, we missed 6 in a row. You probably got to get to the free throw line and take the ball to the bucket. You're going to be down 15.
But
I'm like, did you not tell those guys that in the huddle?
But Drew, I think that they're at the point where that's their identity. They shoot the ball. It's like when we were watching the Thunder earlier in the year, we were shooting all these threes. Like I said yesterday, we're shooting all these threes, not making shit. And I'm like, why don't we go to the basket? Why don't you shoot some mid range? Quit shooting threes. Clearly, you can't shoot them. So let's knock down some shots. And when they started doing that, it seemed like they got into a agreement. They weren't getting blown out. They're barely getting beat when they did get beat. But they were in games and winning games simply because they stopped shooting a bunch of threes when you got guys who can't shoot them. I mean, we got some guys who can't shoot the three, clearly. And when you got Lou Dort as your best three-point shooter, that's just sad. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it.
That's not going to cut it, bro. It's not going to cut it. And that's part of what the Thunder.
That'll be a need they got to solve in the draft
for
sure.
Two needs: shooters and bigs to protect the paint. And that's another thing with Dallas. They have 0 paint protection. I mean, the Golden State Warriors are just averaging 50 in the paint. They're saying we're not afraid of anybody you got in there to block our shot.
And going into it, you wouldn't think Golden State is your back to the basket paint.
No.
They're with all the guards they have.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting tomorrow to see what the stat line is going to be in the game, whether it's a sweep or not a sweep. It's going to be interesting to see if Dallas continues to shoot the three or if they attack the basket.
Dallas can't shoot 45 threes and win. They got it. I mean, it's not going to.
Well, and the problem with them is what Golden State does is Golden State just stays in close 12, 14 points because they know they're going to go on a 5-minute run. You know they're going to go on a run. They know they're going to go on a run. So all they want to do is keep the game close. You know, like when they were down, 14, 16?
I tell you, T-
By the way, Drew.
TNT
By the way,
could
Drew.
use the
By the way,
weekend
Drew.
for some basketball games.
By the way, Drew. Can you hear that watermelon sweet tea?
I mean, I forgot that it was watermelon sweet tea. I thought it was strawberry sweet tea or something, but it sure does sound good.
Dude, I'm telling you on Friday.
Hot day.
On Friday, I'm gonna bring you some on Friday because I think we're gonna be out of the rain.
With some Tito's.
Oh my God. Dude, we can't drink Tito's on the air. Okay, so stop saying we're gonna drink Tito's on the air.
Sorry about that.
Man, and plus they're not a sponsor. Now, if they're a sponsor, we're going to drink Tito's on the air. And plus, I can't drink Tito's anyway because I got to go train kids after I leave here. So I can't be having cocktails and going and training kids, bro. Come on now. You know what I'm saying, Drew?
Good point.
You know, I'm just saying that. But anyway, I'm just excited to see what the Mavs are going to do. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to stick with the game plan that's clearly not working?
I'm going to tell you that. So we're middle of the week. You're on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Next game would be Thursday. I tell you, or Friday.
No, it's Thursday.
Travel day here. So is it
I think it's Thursday.
Are you sure?
I think they're every other day.
Back to the West Coast.
Yeah, tomorrow will be their travel day.
Let me look. I thought it was.
I think it's every other day.
Yeah, you're right.
It's every other day because
So,
tomorrow will be their travel day.
TNT, they really need a couple more games.
Well, you heard what Charles said.
For the Western Conference Finals, and
you heard what Charles said. He's ready to go on vacation.
I bet
Because
he gets paid no matter what.
Well, because TNT, remember, if the Mavericks lose, they're done. TNT, they're done until the fall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is they really could use at least to get to Thursday and get one more game.
You would think, but I think all three of those guys are just like, you know what? We see the writing on the wall. These guys aren't ready. Golden State is on fire. Steph Curry is just.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him play this good ever. You know what I'm saying? And plus,
they're tough.
And they want to go to 6 out of 8. But what if they've lost? They've won what? 3 out of 5? Is that right? No.
Mm-hmm. Is it 6 out of 8? They won.
No. They would go 6 out of 8. They've won.
Mm-hmm.
They won what? 2 with KD. So they're 4 out of 5. They won 2 with KD.
4? I thought they won 3.
Well, they lost to the only team they lost to was LeBron. Once.
Right.
Have they lost anybody else? I thought they won. Didn't they win? They'd win 1 or 2 without KD. I know they won 2 with KD. So they won 1 without KD, 2 with KD. So that's 3 out of 4? That doesn't sound. There's some numbers
let's see
around.
Here. They won Golden State. Golden State won it in 2015, 2017, and 2018. They won 3 in the modern era, and then they won it in 47, 56.
Well, I know, but how are they going to the
75.
final 6 out of 8 times? Because that's 3. That's 3. That would be 3, 4.
NBA final.
Because remember, Drew. Okay, they won 1. Then they've won 3 and they lost 1, so that's 4. And this would be their 5th time, so that would be 5 out of 7. I don't know what. Did they lose more than once? They've only lost 1 time, right?
Looking under their finals appearances. So they went to the finals in 15, 6. They went 5 years in a row. 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19.
And they won 3.
And they won 3.
Who did they lose to?
Well, they lost to LeBron. Did they lose to the Mavericks? No, they didn't lose to the Mavericks. They lost to. Let me see here.
KD. They were 2-0 again with KD. Oh, they lost to Toronto.
Yep.
That's who it is. Toronto. That's right.
Kawhi.
Because remember, KD was hurt.
Good call.
KD was hurt, and
that's
Clay
pretty
was hurt.
impressive. 5 years in a row for the finals.
Yep.
I mean,
so that'd be 6 out of 8. And Jordan is the last person to do 6 out of 8. Except
both of those finals losses were upsets too.
Yeah. Well, the first one, let's face it. If your boy doesn't kick LeBron in the groin, they beat them 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
I mean, people can say what they
Yep.
want to. They had them on the ropes, and they gave them chance. And then Draymond, when he came back for 6, 7, and 8, or 6 and 7, game 6 and 7, he was not the same person. He wasn't aggressive because he knew he'd be thrown out and miss a game and be done. So he was not the
Yep.
same person.
He fouled out in game 6. He fouled out in game 6 too,
Yep. Early. So he wasn't the same guy. They weren't the same team. And then, of course, in Game 7, Kyrie with the dagger. Now, back to Kyrie, dude. He can't be a Laker, Drew. And I don't want Doc Rivers either. I don't want Doc Rivers either.
Feeling that that's what they're gonna do.
I don't want Doc Rivers either.
Can we trade Westbrook for Kyrie?
No, KD won't play with that. He won't play with Westbrook again. Would you?
No, I mean, if you believe all of it, I don't know. Who knows?
Well,
Probably not.
I know pretty well, and I'm just telling you, he ain't playing with him, bro. He ain't playing with him, and I still don't understand.
I mean, you're more down.
Well, I was with my boy. I was training my boy Alonzo Trier at that time, who went to Arizona and then played for the Knicks, and I was training him, and he and KD were really close, and it was kind of ugly. It was kind of ugly. And Randy and I told you that story. Randy and I were, I think it was the third game of this last year, and Randy and I are sitting in the stands, and KD knocks down a shot, then knocks down another shot, then knocks down another shot, then knocks down another shot. He went further back. And then the other team calls timeout, or not call timeout, then there's a foul, and Billy Donovan substitutes for KD. And KD looks at him like, me? Or to the player like, you subbing for me? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, no, me. They go, yeah. And he goes, I just made 4 in a row. And the best player in the NBA, second best player in the NBA, and you're subbing me? And Billy Donovan tried to talk to him, and he went. And Randy Wright and I, your uncle, he looked at us, we go, he's gone. He's gone. Like Billy Donovan.
Well,
you're trying to search yourself. This is not college.
Might be a better chance that Westbrook is back in Oklahoma City than he is getting traded.
Well, you sent me those stats. What were those?
4-1 to back in Oklahoma City.
Bro, I can't. Oklahoma. If he comes back, they will completely destroy the chemistry you built. You would completely destroy the chemistry because then what are you going to do with SGA? I mean, he's your primary guy now.
Oh, you're right. I mean, like you and my uncle on it.
Oh, is that the one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got me and
so
Randy.
The Pacers are 3-1.
Yeah, the Knicks 7-2.
The Knicks are your favorite to get him.
Well,
and then the Thunder, and then the Rockets.
Well, the Rockets said, what is that, 11-2? I mean,
11-2. Yeah.
Houston, there's no way in hell they take him back. I mean, if he's been there before, I mean, to me, the Knicks make sense because it's just they
can absorb his contract.
Yes, they can absorb his contract. 2, it'll make people want to come watch Russell, so that gives you some sort of.
I'd like to have Julius Randle back too somehow.
Dude, I like Julius Randle, man. But
I do too. He's good.
When the Lakers got rid of him, I completely understood why. You know what I'm saying, Drew? Completely understood why. I got that 100%. I mean, I got that 100% on why they would do that.
You had AD coming in.
I mean, the only person that I didn't want that I wanted to keep was Josh Hart. Of that whole group. Yep. I want to keep Josh Hart because I really liked him and he fit in well. But, the trade last year, getting rid of everybody, Caruso and all them, that's the one that got me. And I don't know why LeBron didn't like Caruso, why he didn't want to keep him. I didn't get that. I mean, you think about that team with KCP, Caruso, and even if you wanted to get rid of what's our boy Kuzma.
The KCP thing didn't bother me because you got the kid from Kentucky. I mean, they're pretty much the same player.
Well, but you also you'd have had Buddy Hield. Remember, you'd have had Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
And then you'd have had DeMarco.
And DeRozan.
And you'd have DeRozan. So you'd have had AD, LeBron, DeRozan, KCP, Buddy Hield, Caruso,
that
Dwight Howard,
in the conference finals.
Dwight Howard. That's a squad. That's a squad. I don't. But LeBron, thinking he's he got all into his feelings about how great he is. He started reading his own stats, reading his own newspaper clippings. I can take anybody to the finals. Well, no, you can't. You're 38. Now 28, yeah, when you never got hurt. But I'm gonna go back to the thing I've always said, Drew. You were in the East when you went to 8 straight.
Yep.
You were not in the West, brother. You were in the East.
You were playing the Wizards and the Magic, the Knicks.
Yep. And there's no way you
Pacers.
would have went to 8 straight in the West. Wasn't gonna happen.
No.
Because you're 2 for 4 now. Now, granted, you were hurt, but you and I both agree. Had AD and I got hurt last year, they would have went to the finals and probably could have beat Milwaukee.
Yep.
I mean, because that
They
team,
beat the Suns.
they were killing the Suns. Suns, they had no answer. And that's the thing with the Suns again. You know, Ayton, what are you gonna do with him? The Suns they only have one really shooter. Your boy Cam is inconsistent. Mikal Bridges is inconsistent. They don't really have any shooters other than Devin Booker, and he can't get his own shot off.
Cam will be all right. He's big enough. He got a big enough body and athletic enough. He'll be fine.
Well, no.
But
That's not what I'm
you.
saying.
He is inconsistent.
He's inconsistent.
I'll give
that's
you
what I'm
that. But he's young.
Yeah,
He's young.
But the Suns are young. But Chris Paul. Who do you think is your biggest disappointment this year? Chris Paul, James Harden, Russell.
Harden.
How did they even think about paying him all that, even though they probably had an under the table deal?
I mean, we knew what we were getting with Russ. Anybody with a decent basketball mind knew that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
And then Chris Paul, I mean, he did everything he could in the playoffs. They just
Until the
kind of
end.
sputtered out.
Until the end
Yeah.
when he turned 37.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Father Time's undefeated.
It sure
So.
is, but I didn't expect him to go off the rails that bad, though, Drew. Did you really expect him to go off the rails that bad?
No.
I mean,
didn't
he
expect
literally
Harden to
dropped.
I didn't expect Harden to go 0 for 14 and score 4 points or whatever.
Well, did you see that him in the second half? He had 4, 4, 2, 0, 18, 4, 0. I'm like,
right.
How the hell am I giving you $50 million? Or in that last.
Does he stay in Philly?
Well, the whole thing is
Can those two coexist?
he can opt in for $47 million. If he doesn't, then they have to pay
He's
him.
gonna do that.
They could pay him. They'd have to pay him the whatever, and I just don't see it, bro.
Well, I mean, and then you're gonna get Ben Simmons.
But that's it. That's the Nets.
Yeah.
The
Sorry,
Sixers.
Nets.
The Sixers. Totally different deal. And I'm sitting there looking at the Sixers.
I forgot they got rid of him.
Yep. And I just hope he can come back because I was watching some YouTube stuff on him. Man, he was dominant. Dude, he was good. He could play, man. And then all of a sudden he just
can't shoot. He just can't shoot free throws.
Well, but even with that, Drew, his teammates going
Where's
off
Rick
on
Barry
him.
at? Get Rick Barry on him.
Well, Rick, who's gonna throw that underhand mess? Nobody's doing that. But Drew, his teammates didn't have his back when he was down. Like Embiid just called James Harden out. I wonder what kind of leader he is. He called James Harden out. I'm like, dude, you need to call yourself out a little bit too. You don't call yourself out. You take zero responsibilities for your own actions, and you need to do that, bro. You need to take responsibilities for your actions. And he did
point
not.
the finger, point the thumb. Isn't that what they say?
That's what they say.
And they say,
That's what they say. But, you look at it and you kind of go, whatever, man. Because when I look at leaders, and I look at guys, the organizations or teams that play, what do they have? They have bigs that can defend it, that can at least alter your shot or do something in the paint. They've got shooters, okay, and they've got people they've got at least 2 stars. So you got to have a minimum of 2 stars. You got to have somebody in the paint that can protect the paint or at least alter shots or at least give somebody a second thought of whether they can just go in and score on you. And you got to have some people around you, complimentary players that can shoot. And it's like when you look at, did you think that Andrew Wiggins did you think that was a good or a bad move when you first saw it by Golden State? When they traded for Minnesota with him.
I mean, I've kind of always been a Wiggins guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying, did you think he would fit in based on what you had saw.
With
Yeah.
that team around him, I knew he was going to be better with them. It's a good organization, and I mean, you're going to be wide open with the type of talent they put around him. You know what I mean? Especially when when Clay came back.
Well, what I'm just saying is, but I didn't like it because I'm like, I saw the way Wiggins played, but he's a completely different player now than what he
Yeah,
was in Minnesota.
completely different.
I mean, he is like we talked about yesterday. He is a more athletic or a younger Andre Iguodala. Is what he is.
Right.
I don't know if he was as skilled as Iguodala or not skilled, as athletic as Iguodala was when he was in Philly, but he was still, I mean, he's that type of guy. He could defend. He could knock down the wide open shot. Cause hell, when has he not had a wide open shot? Does he ever
Yeah,
shoot somebody on him?
Yeah.
I mean, other than when he takes somebody off the dribble, yeah. But I'm just other than that, I'm like, bro, he gets more wide open shots than anybody I've ever seen in my life. By the way, this watermelon tea is off the chain. And with that, I'm gonna take a little break here. I want to let everybody know that where we're at today, and we're at George's Happy Hog. Here is a menu of all the things they do, and of course they do catering. They're located right here off Culbertson Drive, just 720. What is that? 712 Culbertson Drive, just east of Lincoln, right before you get to the Capitol. So it's Culbertson Drive, right across from the Harn Homestead. If you turn left on Culbertson, going north on Lincoln, you go to Harm Homestead. If you make a right on Culbertson, come to the stop sign, and then just down below is George's Happy Hog. And, man, I'm going to tell you what, it's just fantastic. If you like greens, because you already know what I'm doing today, well, y'all don't know, I'm going to let you know what I'm doing. I'm going to do hot links. I'm doing greens. I'm doing mac and cheese because they have mac and cheese every Tuesday, Thursday. And their smoked wings are unbelievable. But I think they only have those on Wednesday. But anyway, so I'm doing that. And then I'm going to probably have some smoked bologna because the only other place I do smoked bologna is Jamil's, which their smoked bologna is just unbelievable. But I want to take this time to thank our sponsor when we go to minority and black-owned businesses, Y&B, family-owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, they do. And you can pre-qualify online for car loans or any kind of loans like that. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's ynbok.com if you want to qualify for some loans. And, man, I'm going to tell you what, Drew, I'm starving over here, bro. And, by the way, I told you I'm going to bring you some watermelon sweet tea on Friday, man.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
That is tasty as all get out. But anyway, I'm just saying is that I love what Y&B and your family's doing as far as going out and supporting minority and black-owned businesses, bro. We're going to try to get some more in. Tomorrow we're going to start our Women-Only Wednesday show, so we're going to try to go to women-owned businesses and start that track through that. So, but anyway, I appreciate their support, as well as my other sponsors, Collaborative Logic.
Get in there and say hi to Carolyn.
Yep.
She'd be glad to talk to you.
You're in for trouble, brother. When you, I can't wait for her to see you Thursday. Go to Collaborative.
I'm gonna have to see her in a couple days too. I might be in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. That's what because I asked him. She goes, he's saying what? Collaborative Logic and IT Solutions, SRB, our guys. If you need any engineering, surveying, or planning. Of course, Oak Grove Trucking, if you needed something hauled off. And then, of course, my guys, Greg and Max Nafee and Nafco. I want to thank all those guys for supporting us, and we're going to add on some more and change out some things, so I'm excited about that. Now, Drew, let's talk about the game tonight.
Tonight, big game.
Yeah, the Suns and Golden State and the Mavs. I'm pulling up the bracket right now, the playoff bracket. Golden State leads 3-0. You're taking the Dallas at minus one, right?
I'm taking the Mavs minus the 1.5 and the over.
And the over 215.
I'm taking the first quarter Mavs by 1.
Now, see, you didn't send that to me.
If they have any chance whatsoever, they have to get off to a good start.
They got to get off.
Cannot go down 12, 15 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this, and now if because I had picked Golden State and Boston to play in the finals. You had Dallas and Miami, right?
Yeah, I went opposite of you, which normally works out good for me.
Not so good right now. Not so good right
That's
now.
all right. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
For what? Miami and Boston?
One of them's over.
Okay, thank you.
The other one, I still may get half the show.
Thank you. I'm like, come on now. Now I'm with you.
Someone's got to do. Hey, no one thought the Red Sox could do it. Someone's got to do it.
Wow. Why you got to bring them up, man? You know I hate everything Boston, bro. Why you got to bring them up? I hate everything Boston. I don't like the Red. Well, I'll take that back. I do like the Bruins.
That was against your Yankees too. That had to hurt. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. You're just gonna go ahead and twist the knife while you're there. Go ahead. 3-1 lead. Came back and beat us. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. La. They broke this curse of the Bambino. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. You're right. Yep. I need some vodka in this watermelon tea now since you brought that up. I can't drink that alone. But anyway, tonight, what do you think the keys are for the Mavs to have any kind of chance?
They need to shoot 25 free throws. They got to get to the free throw line, which means they're not shooting 43s. Pound the ball inside. Get Luka on his way to the goal. Start penetrating and kicking. They can't just dribble, kick out, shoot threes. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Did 3 games in a row, and they've gotten beat by 3. They've gotten three games in a row.
Well, remember the first 2 games, it worked for them in Golden State because they were knocking down shots. But Golden State whittled at it, stayed close,
But they still lost those games, though, Matt. They still lost those games. That's not a winning formula to shoot 45 threes, even though it was close. Well, you know what close counts in.
Yes, horseshoes and hand grenades. That's all it does.
Yep.
Well, no, but what I was saying is that once they got up and they started doing it, then they quit attacking the basket. So I agree with that. I think the winning formula for them is, Luka has to quit dribbling so damn much. He needs to score about 28 to 30 points in a game. He needs to have about 11 assists. Now, to me, I talked about it a lot. He scores 40 points, but he had 21 when the game was out of reach, really. The game was out of reach when he was scoring a bunch of points. The game was never really in doubt in Game 4. He's like Dak Prescott. I don't know what it is with these Dallas Stars, but Dak Prescott, he does all these yards, but hell, the game's over. You're down. What are you doing when the game is close? When it's 14-7, or it's 7-10, or it's 7-3, or 10-7. You ain't doing nothing. You're 3 and out, 6 and out. Whatever. Then as soon as the game gets back, all of a sudden you get into a rhythm.
You're overthrowing out routes and taking sacks and
all kinds of stuff. And then as soon as the game gets out of reach, and you get into a rhythm, all of a sudden, bam, here comes Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. But they always run out of time. So it seems like to me Luka has to do several things. Quit dribbling so much. Trust his players. They have to attack the basket. I agree with you on that. They're going to have to attack them. They got to score some points in the paint. Then I think most of all, they've got to control the Golden State Warriors. Golden State's going to make a run. They're going to make a run. And the thing is when they make that run, if you try to match them 3 for 3s, when they get hot, that's where Dallas loses the game.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to match them 3 for 3 because
that's when they've got to be able to take the ball to the basket when
score.
Golden State hits 2 or 3 shots. They can't go down and jack up threes and not be matching Golden State's points.
No. And that's the thing that, when Memphis played Golden State, I think Memphis is more athletic, and they could knock down some threes. Plus, they had Steven Adams in there. And you remember once they start playing Looney, then he pretty much took Steven Adams out of it. You know what I'm saying? Steven Adams wasn't getting the extra rebounds and all that, and that's what to me were the final the last straws for the Memphis game. But you and I have talked about it many times. It's about matchups, and I think that
you called this, and you did.
Yeah, and I think the Phoenix matches up better with Golden State than Dallas does. Like I said, when you look at the East, Drew, I don't think either one of these teams match up with Golden State. I think the teams in the East match up with Dallas. because they're streaky shooters. They both play pretty good defense. They're both physical.
Well, if anything, I think that the Celtics probably match up better with Golden State just because they have an inside game with Horford and Williams and what's the big Irish kid, the big white guy? What's his name that they got? What's his name?
With the tattoos, I can just see him right
Yeah.
now.
He's a big body. He can rebound and he'll eat up some space and take some fouls and they match. I think they're not going to get killed on the glass.
Well, they can shoot threes too. Jason Tatum can get hot.
Yep.
At least he can do that. But dude,
Yep.
what's up with Jaylen Brown? Where's he been?
Yeah. I mean,
He's been
when Smart's hurt, Jaylen Brown is not involved from what I see.
Yeah,
Smart
because
gets him involved.
Smart gets him involved.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, Marcus has turned out, now that he's matured over the last 3 years, he's really matured, but he still makes some bonehead decisions. But for the most part, Marcus is playing really, really smart basketball. He's knocking down his shot, and he can always shoot it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was like he didn't have the confidence or whatever. But he can knock down some shots. But I just don't see the game tomorrow is going to be huge. Whoever wins Game 5,
having those two wings with Brown and Tatum has really helped him.
It opens up his game so much more. He can take you off the dribble. He can do more things. But Miami, what do you think your keys in that is for Miami for Game 5? We're going to do this since I'm not going to see you tomorrow.
You got to get Hero back on the floor. I mean, he's got to play. I mean, if he doesn't play, they're in trouble. He opens up the floor so much for the rest of the guys. And then, you got Lowry and you got Butler. Those guys, when Hero's out on the floor, they can drive and penetrate and kick, and Adebayo gets involved. But if Hero's not there, they just pack it in, and they'll live and die with letting those guys shoot it.
Yep, and you got Vincent in there. He's doing really well. It just seems like they have a Miami's eye for talent is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It fits their system and what they're doing. And that's why you and I talked about last Thursday for the Thunder Thursday. We talked about Oklahoma City and how important this draft is for them to make the right decisions. I mean, you have 4 picks in the top 34. I mean, you could really, and I disagree with these guys.
You can set yourself up nice for the future with 4 picks.
Because this last draft, you got 4 good ones, and Robinson.
The 3 of the 4 better be able to shoot.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what they've got to be able to shoot. You need one big guy to take care of the paint because you got a couple guys, Diakite and Sarr, so you can kind of bring them in to kind of help block. But you've got to have some guys that shoot the ball. And Ivy's not going to be there. But you and I agree, they've got to take Banchero. They've got to take him, even though Jabari is the more NBA ready, if you want to call it that. I agree with you. Banchero fits our system. Paulo fits our system way better.
On day one,
yeah.
I think.
Well, Jabari is too.
You don't think Banchero's a starter on day one?
Both of them. I think both of them are.
Yeah.
I think both of them are. But I'm just saying I agree with you, though. Banchero fits what Oklahoma City's wanting to do more than Jabari does. That's what I agree with you.
And he can take some of the scoring load off of SGA.
And Giddey. And Giddey's now starting to get more confident in that. But I agree.
He'll get to the free throw line. He'll slow the pace of the game down a little bit. Keep it to where they have some sort of a half court structure.
Yes,
some sort.
Well, the Thunder, what they did is once SGA started averaging 27, what the Thunder did is they slowed the ball down, they moved the ball, and then in the last 10 seconds of the shot clock, SGA would have the ball, and nobody was stopping him going to the basket one-on-one, or he was kicking it out. And once he started rolling and started making shots, going to the basket, then it freed everybody else up to cut and move. Because once we started cutting, moving to the basket, Drew, it opened everything up. The Thunder, I think, when they decided not to shoot the 3 38 times or 40 times a game and shoot it 28 to 30, it made a huge difference because they're cutting to the basket, their points in the paint went up, their percentages went up, everything went up. But just like you said, you can't count the Thunder without getting the under, or can't do the under without the Thunder. What is it? Can't spell Thunder without under. What is it?
Can't spell under without the Thunder.
Yes. whatever. Anyway, whatever that was, you were right on the money 90% of the time. Once they figured it out, they
But that's
slowed
how
the
they're
game
going to
down.
win games, Matt.
Yes.
They're not going to outscore the higher echelon of West Coast teams.
No.
OKC needs to be around the 106 to 112. That's where they need to be. They're not going to win games scoring 130 points.
I agree 100% with that. And then on top of that, Drew, what they're going to have to do as well is they're going to have to figure out how to stop people. So once they figure that out and how to shore up their defense, it will make a huge difference. So that being said, brother, I appreciate you. I've got to go and take care of these kids and beat these kids up and beat some kids up.
I'm going to do a little hibachi 4-year-old birthday tonight.
Well, you have fun with that. Give her some love for me and give the wife some love, and I appreciate you, brother.
Will do. Have a good day, brother.
All right, you too, my friend. Thanks a lot. I want to take this time to thank our guys our peeps at YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. The bank
to make things happen.
All right, thank you there for that, brother. www.ynbok. If you want to have any loans and things done that way, by all means, go to www.ynbok.com. Like I said, I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for watching the show and for my other sponsors at Collaborative Logic, SRB, Oak Grove.